So what is up, everybody? It is Rodak with Rodak Survival, and today I wanted to put my skill up against the pros, so let's get to it. So we are here at the DDC Round 1 in Cleveland, and I want to test my skills up against the pros. Now, obviously, I don't know any of these guys to be able to race one-on-one, and I obviously can't qualify for the races just yet. But I did see Trojan's video the other day showing his Moto 1 and how consistent he was being and stuff, and he did show all the overall times and the fastest laps at the end of that race. So what I have is a 20-minute plus 2 race setup where I'm going to race the clock. I'm going to see how fast of a lap I can get and just try to overall be consistent. So the 3 things that we were checking is I want to try to be consistent and crash as little as possible. I want to see what my overall time is compared to the top guy's overall time. And I also want to see what my fast lap is compared to the fastest laps in that race. So there is a little bit of a caveat because obviously I don't have anybody else that I am racing, so I don't have to worry about getting taken out or anything. But I still think I'm going to run a significantly slower overall time. Even though those guys had to deal with lappers and stuff, I guarantee you they're still going to be probably a minute faster than me in overall time, but only one way to find out. Let's hop into it. Alright, so here we are, guys. Here I'm just showing you guys the settings that I'm going to be using. Obviously, I'm using the MX1 category because I love the 450. 20 minutes plus 2 laps with 0.15 deformation. So let's see how we stack up. I'm not going to be talking this whole time. This is a post commentary, not a live commentary, because I am not good enough to talk and try to stay focused for these Supercross races, but let's see how we do. Now, I will say this is my first time playing the track in about a week. I played the Monday before my surgery, and this video is recorded the Monday after my surgery. So about a week since I played on this track. I did a couple of laps to start off with, but I will say to stick through the video because I definitely do get faster. But the first couple of laps, I'm just trying to get into a rhythm and a flow, and I make some mistakes here and there. Remember, the goal is to just not crash and try to run as fast as we can. And the overall time, you know, it does hinder me to make these little mistakes, but it's going to be even worse if I actually crash. So I'm just trying to keep from crashing in this. So that's all I'm trying to do. So like I said, stick through the first 1 to 3 laps are not rough per se, but I'm just trying to get into a flow. But I definitely do get into one, and I start running faster and faster as the race goes on. So yeah, let's see it. Almost lose it here in the whoops. I got a little squirrely coming off that triple, but we're able to save it. That's something a month ago I would have not been able to do. I would have been right over the bars or something. So pretty proud of myself for saving that one, not gonna lie. Now here comes our first mistake. I scrub a little too hard and I barely go off the side, and I'm gonna crash right there, and then I wheelie out, get weird physics trying to get back on. That is not something that we need, but what can you do? You make some mistakes here and there, you just gotta regroup. Now, I will say the fastest lap that I am trying to beat is a 125. That was the fastest lap that I ran when running practice laps and stuff. So trying to beat a 125 and just trying to run every lap lower than a 125. And yeah, I mean, I think the slowest qualifying time to qualify for the race was a 118. So if I could be within 2 to 5 seconds of that, I'd be pretty excited, not gonna lie. Make another mistake right there. We're gonna go down, and I'm kicking myself right now because I wanted to limit myself to just 2 crashes the whole race. So now we're already at 2 crashes and we're like 3 laps in. So not running hot, but I promise you, like I said, it definitely gets better. So there we are, coming away with our first decent lap with a 1:24.41, but in my head I'm like, I know I can go faster. I made some mistakes in the rhythms and stuff on that lap, so gotta clean it up. Make another mistake right there. For some reason in some of these corners I was just struggling like crazy. another fastest lap. I just realized that we ran a 1:23.60, so we're about 2 seconds faster than any of my practice laps times, and I'm like, all right, I still know I can run faster. Still made some mistakes on that lap, so come on, a 1:22 I'd be super excited about, because that'd be 4 seconds off the slowest lap time, and yeah, I know I can improve there. And I think where I struggle at the most is my corner speed, to be honest with you guys. That's definitely something I need to work on, and just being able to scrub better in the rhythms. Somehow I saved that right there, but that's the two things I came out of watching this video and watching the pros, is that my corner speed is not where it needs to be, and I know I could save like 1.5 seconds just basically putting all the corners together and just scrubbing a little bit harder. Make another mistake right there, just a dumb mental error. Can't have those. Gotta try to tighten it up, because when you do these long races, you kind of sometimes you get into a flow, but sometimes you kind of get distracted. You start thinking of other things, and you're not focused on the race, and that's when you tend to make mistakes. And there I make a huge mistake, completely go off the track. I just jumped it just a little bit, and I'm kicking myself right now, because I'm like, come on, we cannot afford these things if we want to get to that top level. But at the same time, I also understand that I'm like 450 hours in, and mistakes like that are gonna happen, but just gotta learn from them and try to clean them up. Another dumb mental error right there. Gosh, I was getting pretty mad. that one was another 123 right there, so obviously I'm pretty excited about that, running another 123, but like I said, I know I can go faster, and I definitely want to. Make a huge mistake. We were like 0.7 up on our fastest lap, and I make a big mistake right there, and I was watching that time and I was trying to go for a faster lap and just made a mistake. Again, gonna make another crash right there in the same exact spot, so obviously I wasn't happy about that. If I didn't learn from my mistake earlier, scrubbed right off and fell off the side of the bridge and ended up crashing again. But yeah, I told myself after that point, you can't change what happened in the past, so on these last few minutes that we have and last few laps that we have, just try to run as fast and as best as you can. So there we are, coming away with another 123, and I have 2 laps to go to try to get that 122 that I'm looking for, or faster. So there it is. That is exactly what we were looking for. Going into the final lap, we ran a 1:22.41. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I'm like, I got one more lap to go, and I just throw it away right at the start. And I know I'm not going to beat that 1:22 now, but just try to finish the race out strong. Somehow I saved that. I had no idea how I saved that. Make another big mistake right there, just trying to push too hard. So there we are, finishing the race right there. And before I show you guys my times, I am going to put up some screenshots from Trojan's video. Hope he doesn't mind. And I'm going to show you guys their fastest laps and their overall time. And here they are. So this is on the last lap of Trojan's video. It looks like Tyler ran a 1:16. So my lap time was, what was that, 6 seconds off that fastest lap. So got some improving to do there. Now here was Trojan's laps. His laps were very consistent between that 1:19 and 1:18 area. I still have a ways to go, but 3 seconds off is my fastest lap compared to his. I will take that for my progress. It's not where it needs to be, but I will take it. Now here's their overall times. They look like 22:19 with Tyler, 22, 22, 22. Those guys also ran 16 laps in that first top 11. So let's see how that stacks up against mine. So here's my analysis. I went 126, 128, 124, 126, 123, 26, 31, 26, 23, 24, 28, 23, 22, and 26. So not the most consistent ever, but we kind of stayed around that anywhere like 123 to 126 range, which is pretty bad considering that, you know, to run those times they were running 118, 119, but that just shows me where I need to get better at and what I need to improve on. Now here is my overall time. So I did 23 minutes and 10 seconds, so about a lap behind those guys. I did 15 laps instead of 16, so I would have 100% been lapped. And like I said, there was no other riders on the track, so that doesn't bode well for me considering that I didn't have to deal with any traffic or anything, that I still would have been lapped. But like I said, this is all about showing you guys the good, the bad, and the ugly. We know what we need to work on now, so we know what we need to do going into the next one. I'm going to do these every single week to see how I improve throughout the season of this DDC series. But if you guys like the video, drop a like. Please hit that subscribe button, and if you can, also check out Trojan's channel because he is a GOAT, and I hope he doesn't mind me using the screenshots. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.